Nancy Prial is here, co-CEO and senior portfolio manager at Essex Investment Management. Nancy, but you know as well as I do that past is often not prologue.
Yeah. Oh, that's very true. And these, of course, are just correlations. They're not causations. They're historical facts. And there is no certainty that they will continue. Having said that, we have seen modest but still an outperformance for the past 6 months of the smaller cap segments. More fundamentally, what we're starting to see is a spreading of the growth opportunities in some of the smaller cap beneficiaries of many of the economic trends that have been driving those large cap, particularly the Mag 7 stocks. So if you look at, say, for example, AI or infrastructure spending, where that might have been much more concentrated, at least in what we've seen in terms of earnings growth over the past 6 to 12 months, we're starting to see many more beneficiaries of that spend, meaning the software companies, the services companies that are making use of that AI, that are now seeing accelerated revenue and earnings growth. And we think that is the factor that will make the necessary valuation that we've had, that will be the factor that makes it both necessary and sufficient to get a reversal of this really 10-year trend of small caps underperforming larger caps.
Yeah, I'm at the point where I'm taking them out of my diversification model. Whatever it is, the 401k or the 520. I don't want the small caps. I don't want them. What are they going to do for me at this point? It's like the international. Get rid of the international. Get rid of the small caps. It's all gone. I'm S&P all the way.
And you're right. And a lot of people do feel that way. And even as a small cap investor, some days it's frustrating. Having said that, we know that all markets are cyclical. We know that nothing goes up forever. And so when we get to that point of such incredible pessimism, with the percentage of stocks in the small cap universe down to 4% of the investable universe, a historic low, the last time it was this low was back in the 30s. That is a period when you don't want to take that out of your allocation. You actually want to add to that in your allocation, because if you find those companies that can outgrow, and I'm not saying to buy a passive index in small cap. I think small cap is an area where you need active management, because as we all know, there's a lot of junk in small cap. There are a lot of non-earners, but we find those companies with those tailwinds economically, the balance sheets and the profit margins to support their growth. That's how you can outperform in this environment.
And you have several in mind. And one of them, Ambarella, I was like, oh, yeah, Ambarella. We used to talk about Ambarella all the time. It's, I believe, something in the chip space. Pegasystems, Arcosa, AvePoint. Tell me about these.
Right. So 3 of these are plays on AI and the Internet of Things, if you will. So Pegasystems is a software company that is focused on automation, focused very much on that customer relationship management part of the business. Think in terms of agentic AI for Salesforce management, Salesforce productivity. They are a user of AI as opposed to, and then selling the AI for their customers to use, growing very nicely, beat and raise quarters, approaching the rule of 40, profitable, all of the things that investors are looking for. It's started to be discovered, but we don't believe it's fully discovered. And they have some great new products that they've come out with in the last year. Similarly, AvePoint, AVPT, is also a player in this space. They're focused more on the data governance and data management side of the business. So when you think about all of this big data, all the data out there, both AI as well as all the other applications, you really need data governance and management. AvePoint partners with Microsoft's Copilot, and again, beat and raise, nice profitability, will be a rule of 40 company. Arcosa is a little bit different. They are an infrastructure play. So they're infrastructure in terms of the power grid, but they're also infrastructure, roads, bridges, LNG plants, barges, where we're seeing a replacement cycle because those barges and other tank cars are very old. This is the reshoring of manufacturing in the United States. It's the bipartisan infrastructure law, and we think it plays incredibly well with some of the things President Trump is going to want to do. Finally, Ambarella, yes, semiconductor company, machine vision, robotics. Yeah. And I don't know that I need to say more than that.